Chapter 2. The Two Paths. Feel greater versus feel good. Both feel greater and feel good are positive sensations, but they're fundamentally different. The key distinction is this: feel greater involves an accomplishment based on a targeted aspiration set prior to achieving it. Feel good moments are wonderful: a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal, a hug from a friend. But feel greater moments are earned. They're the culmination of intention, effort, and achievement. They're what happens when your past self dream becomes your present self reality. Let me say that again. They're what happens when your past self's dream becomes your present self's reality. But here's the thing: it's not really a versus situation at all. The reality is much simpler and more beautiful than that. Feel greater is actually a formula. Feel greater equals feel good plus one. The plus one represents the accomplishment factor, the intentional achievement that transforms a good feeling into something greater. Every feel greater moment contains all the warmth and joy of a feel good experience, but it's elevated by the satisfaction of having worked toward and achieved something meaningful. The feel greater cycle, or you could call it the feel greater cycle. The feel greater philosophy isn't just concepts, it's a perpetual motion machine for progress. The feel greater cycle is a system where intention becomes achievement, achievement becomes inspiration, and inspiration fuels new intention. Master this loop, and you'll transform how you navigate life. Making, hmm, making. Purpose in motion. Define your goal, then execute with focus and determination. This is the grind, but a grind with clear direction. Making encompasses all the effort, practice, learning, and dedication that goes into pursuing an achievement. Moment. The spark of arrival. That split second when effort transforms into victory, buzzing with accomplishment and deeper meaning. This is the breakthrough, the completion, the victory. It's that specific point in time when you can say, I did it, or we did it, and feel the rush of achievement. Memory, achievement fossilized into fuel. You don't just remember those wins, you reanimate them. Let me say it again. You don't just remember those wins, you reanimate them. Like sampling your own greatest hits. You loop past triumphs into future endeavors. You creating compound momentum. Memory is how feel greater moments build confidence and create a foundation for even greater achievements. The power move: run multiple cycles at once. While you're making new moves, you're also harvesting energy from past moments, and those memories keep your creative engine humming. Filling the emotional void. The feel greater cycle occupies a unique space in our emotional landscape. Most of us spend our days cycling through three primary emotional states: happy, blah, and ouch. We chase temporary highs, endure inevitable lows, and sometimes spiral into deeper negativity. This cycle leaves us emotionally reactive rather than intentionally creative. The feel greater cycle fills this space with something entirely different: a sustained sense of purpose and progress that transcends the ups and downs of momentary feelings. Instead of being at the mercy of external circumstances or fleeting pleasures, you become the architect of your own emotional experience through deliberate achievement. When you're living the feel greater life, you're not just feeling good, you're feeling accomplished. You're not just avoiding feel bad, you're actively creating reasons to feel inspired. And when challenges arise, instead of feeling worse, you see them as opportunities to launch a new making phase. Mapping your emotional patterns. One of the most practical ways to begin living the feel greater life is to first understand your current emotional landscape. Start with day one observation. Simply paying attention to when you naturally slip into those dull or negative states throughout a typical day. Maybe it's at 3 p.m. Maybe it's that 3 p.m. energy crash when you reach for another cup of coffee. Perhaps it's the Sunday evening dread as Monday approaches, or those moments when you're scrolling social media and suddenly feel inadequate compared to others' highlight reels. These predictable emotional dips aren't failures. They're golden opportunities for feel greater intervention. Once you've identified these patterns, you can strategically place feel greater making activities right at those vulnerable moments. Instead of letting that 3 p.m. slump pull you into mindless browsing, that becomes your cue to work on something meaningful for 15 minutes. The Sunday evening anxiety transforms into your weekly planning session where you set intentions for accomplishments ahead. The rhythm of achievement. What emerges from consistent feel greater cycle practice is a sustainable beat of accomplishment. No more boom bust cycles of occasional success followed by long stagnation periods. Instead, you create a consistent flow with something's always in motion, goals being pursued, victories being celebrated, memories being leveraged for future inspiration. This rhythm becomes self reinforcing. The more you practice the cycle, the better you become at each phase. Your making becomes more strategic, your moments more meaningful, your memories more vivid and inspiring. You develop an expertise in achievement that compounds over time. These three elements, mapping your emotional patterns, filling the emotional void, and the rhythm of achievement, work in harmony to construct the foundation of the feel greater philosophy. Together, they create a systematic approach to transforming your emotional life from reactive to intentionally creative. The feel greater cycle isn't just a process, it's a way of living. It's the difference between hoping good things happen and actively creating a life filled with meaningful accomplishment and lasting inspiration. Exercise. Identify 3 predictable emotional low points in your week. For each one, design a 15-minute making activity you could do instead of your usual coping mechanism.
Peace and love. My name is Omari and Nyota Kweli, and I am the founder and visionary of Feel Greater. I just wanted to take a moment to just explain to you what Feel Greater is. Feel Greater is a feeling. It's a feeling that you get when you accomplish something. Anything. It could be something small that you do for yourself, or it could be something pretty big, like a college graduation, a wedding, your birthday. That's a feel greater moment, right? Because you've accomplished living another year. That's an accomplishment. So it could be literally anything that involves you accomplishing something, or something that your family or friends accomplish. Like when my son scored 4 touchdowns in a football game. That was a feel greater for me as the father. And it was obviously a feel greater moment for him scoring the touchdowns. Or when my daughter graduated from hair school. She got her certification. And for me as a father, it was a feel greater moment. So you can experience feel greater just in the people that you care about as well. So Feel Greater as a website is dedicated to just sharing those Feel Greater moments through pictures and video, but more importantly, celebrating those Feel Greater moments here on the site and social media, as well as the amazing Feel Greater Day. That's right, Feel Greater Day on July 16th. We're going to all be celebrating globally all the Feel Greater in our lives. We're going to be sharing our stories. And if you really want to know more, just go to channels and go to the Feel Greater Day channel. So with that said, thank you for coming and stopping by to learn about Feel Greater. And I hope that you share your Feel Greater moments and stories with us at feelgreater.org. Until next time, peace and love. Mwah. Oh yeah, one last thing. The Feel Greater hashtag. Make sure you use it on all your videos and pictures that are about Feel Greater. That way it'll make it to the feed. Now, if you go to the feed, the live feed, and you use the hashtag, you should see your picture and video on there. It's only filtering on Instagram at the moment. Maybe in the future, we'll also filter off of other social media sites. But if you post a picture on Instagram, use the hashtag, and it will make it to the feed and ultimately into the Feel Greater archives. This is very important. I'm glad I remembered to tell you this. Feel Greater's hashtag is simply the hashtag followed by Feel Greater. Use it on all your pictures and videos that have Feel Greater memories in it. With that said, peace and love. Mwah.